Hi, and welcome to episode 36 of the OptiLifeRX program. I'm Billy Weiss, and I'm the 21st Century Pharmacist. And today I'm going to answer a question that a listener sent in, and his name is David. And David, we want to thank you for your question. Your question was actually chosen to receive a free bottle of our multivitamin, which is part of your question, so you're going to have the opportunity to come by the pharmacy or call, and we'll get you your free bottle so you can try for yourself and see the differences. And I'm going to answer your question now. But I want to start with a testimony from a lady that I got just this morning. And it was about the supplements, so I feel like this is very appropriate to help start off before I answer your question. It says, "Hi, my name is Amanda. I live in Clover, South Carolina, and I recently had the good fortune of meeting Billy Weiss. This pharmacist went out of the box for his clients in a big way. I've suffered with rheumatoid arthritis for years. After 26 years with different rheumatologists, I was becoming desperate. I saw 3 other rheumatologists, but was only getting worse. It was shocking for me when I realized they were only treating my symptoms and not really the cause of the disease. I've been on Billy's supplements for less than 1 month. Please, if you have any disease of any kind, any arthritis, any aches and pains, any diabetes, it would be greatly helped if you would use the products that Billy has created. I did not ask Billy how long it took him to create these products, but I can only imagine. I know that he did his homework. He is a pharmacist who believes in total body health. I know I'm so much better than I thought I could ever be. My hands, which all of the rheumatologists said could not be fixed, are amazingly better in just 4 days of taking Billy's supplements. I can only encourage anyone to try and find out how to get better because there is an alternative. The proof was so dramatic, I now have hope and am not looking at surgeries with no possibility of getting better any other way. Billy, this has been an amazing experience. I was giving up and now I am thoroughly encouraged. God bless you for your hard work and efforts helping us have hope through the amazing work you're doing. God bless you for all you've done." So David, I just want to start by reading what Amanda's experience has been in less than a month, and you heard that her hands were greatly improved in 4 days. One of the ways to answer your question is about the energy. The CDC, the Centers for Disease Control, says that 87% of Americans today don't eat the 2 to 3 cups of vegetables that are recommended daily. Now, why would we need these vegetables? Well, they help us produce energy. And what happens is we are actually starving our bodies of the vitamins and minerals or the nutrients that we need in many cases. So the body just cannot function like it should. I use the analogy all the time of a race car. If I had a really expensive race car or sports car and I didn't put the kind of fuel in it that the manufacturer recommended, and I didn't put the kind of oil in it that the manufacturer recommended, that car would not perform optimally. That car would not go as fast, as quickly as I would want it to, or as it should. Our bodies are no different. They work the very same way. When we don't give our bodies the fuel and the oils that it needs to work properly, it can never have optimal health. It can never have optimal energy. It can never have optimal wellness. So by creating the multivitamin that I did, I created it specifically to help offset these nutrient deficiencies that we have, number 1, from our poor diets, number 2, from prescription and over-the-counter drugs that are depleting vitamins and minerals from the body. And believe it or not, every prescription and over-the-counter drug does have some drug nutrient, what we call drug nutrient depletion. I'm writing a whole chapter in my book about this, and how we can offset some of the side effects of prescription drugs and over-the-counter drugs by making sure we take the right nutrients. And that always begins with the multivitamin. Now, Amanda said in her story she has no idea how long it took me to create these supplements. Well, believe me, it took a long time. David and I hear all the time over and over how much more energy people have, how much better they feel, how much better their skin looks, how much faster their hair grows, how much better their nails are, how the cracking in their nails is gone, how their skin is softer and more hydrated. So those are just some of the things that we see from the multi. Now you ask a very important thing that I really think is the most important part of your question. And that is, what's the difference in the multivitamin that I created and what you can buy at any big box store? Well, there's so many answers that I can't go through them all to this question, but I can hit some of the highlights. First of all, most supplements on the market, according to the research, as much as 80% didn't contain any of the active ingredients listed on the label. So you can imagine they don't even have what the label says they have in them. But even more importantly, many contain toxins. Many of the leading multivitamins in America today contain toxins that can increase rates of cancer, can increase risk of heart attack, can increase risk of hyperactivity, can increase risk of poor sleep, can increase risk of nervousness. And we have all these kind of different examples that these companies are putting in, and they do this because they're cheap. They do things like hydrogenated oils. One of the leading brands in America has hydrogenated palm oil in it. They do things like preservatives and fillers that we know can increase rates of cancer and have negative effects for our health, even though it's supposed to be a good for us multivitamin. So first of all, we avoid the use of any of those type of ingredients. We avoid the use of any ingredient that is not necessary to be in the formula, and any ingredient that is not helpful to the body but harmful, we will avoid at all costs. This is not always easy to do, and it's not always the least expensive way to do it. But we're all about making sure that everything you put in your body, from food, water, supplements, exercise, the way you sleep, is the absolute best that it can be. And that's the only way we're going to get the performance and the energy out of our body that we want. Another big way that we're different than the other multis that you can buy at the big box stores are they use woefully low amounts of different vitamins and minerals. I call it window dressing. They dress up the label to look like it has a lot of ingredients in it, but they're at amounts that really have no positive effect on our bodies. So all of the amounts of supplements that we have and vitamins and minerals in all of our supplements are therapeutic amounts, or amounts that are actually able to help my body perform better, look better, think clearer, all the things most Americans are looking for. So that's what we do. The other thing that we do and go beyond what most of the big box stores and most of the common vitamin specialty stores do is that, and this to me is the most important thing, is we make sure we use the active ingredients that the body can actually utilize. Many of the vitamins on the market today use ingredients that the body really can't utilize very effectively. Take, for example, folic acid. If we have a certain genetic mutation, and many Americans do, folic acid can't be converted into the active form, which is 5-methyltetrahydrofolate. Now that's a big long word, and all you need to know is that's what creates energy in the body. That's what creates the positive effects of what we call folic acid. If I can't convert it to the 5-methyltetrahydrofolate, it's worthless. And that's what most companies are using. Just look, if you have a bottle of vitamins in your home now, look at your multivitamin. It's probably going to list folic acid and not it'll say 5-MTHF on our bottle. Also, think of B6. We only use a specific coenzyme form of B6 called P5P. Most companies do not do that. They just use B6. Well, the coenzyme form is important because that's what activates the body's ability to use, guess what? The B6. And so this B6 has the ability, when it's at optimal levels, or P5P, to help reduce the risk of heart disease, to help reduce the risk of certain cancers, to help reduce the risk of inflammatory conditions. So these are all very important things. A big example is B12. Most supplements on the market contain cyanocobalamin, or it will just say B12. Some will actually list cyanocobalamin. We, again, only use the active form methylcobalamin. That's the part that the body can use to help support good nerve tissues, to help support energy, to help support blood sugar results. And why is methylcobalamin important? Well, if a person is a diabetic, we know that methylcobalamin can support natural blood sugar control. We know that the common diabetes drugs like metformin can deplete B12 levels, which can lead to neuropathies and things that many diabetics suffer from. So those are a few examples of the type of active ingredients we use. And then last but not least, I want to talk about the fact that all of our supplements are produced in a CGMP facility. That is current good manufacturing practices. That means the FDA sets the standards for purity and to make sure that everything that's listed on the label is on the label, is in the product that's on the label, and to make sure that there's nothing not listed on the label that's in the product. Again, the vast majority of supplement companies do not do this. We take it even a step further than CGMP and only also use an NSF certified international lab. That's a public watchdog group that looks over the quality of the supplements to see that everything's on it. So we've gone 2 layers beyond what most do with the CGMP and the NSF international certification. So we just want to make sure that we're always putting the best in our body, whether it's food, water, supplements, no matter what it is. We want to make sure we're getting the best benefit. So I hope this helps. We're going to answer more questions next week. Please make sure and share this, like this, share it with people who can benefit, and always, as always, go and like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel at OptiLifeRX, and we would love to see you at our upcoming Wellness Summit on January the 28th and 29th. You can click the link below to see how to get signed up for that. Thanks. See you next week.